Back in March, the coronavirus pandemic changed our lives and this world forever as we know it. Cancellations of Major League Baseball, the suspensions of the NHL and NBA seasons, the cancellation of the NCAA tournament, men's and women's, and so many more things. However, as of this Thursday, we will start to have some sense of normalcy. Because this Thursday will mark the start of the 2020 Major League Baseball season that should have started at the end of March. But this Thursday, the 60-game sprint begins. Major League Baseball is back, and so is Strictly Sports. Hello, friends. Anthony Florio here, alongside good old MF Michael Fletcher and Michael Bullock. First time since May 7th we have done any sort of Strictly Sports show since MF and I did the NFL schedule release show. Tonight, we are going to preview the 2020 Major League Baseball season that kicks off this Thursday night with a huge doubleheader on ESPN. The New York Yankees squaring off against the reigning, defending, undisputed World Series champion Washington Nationals. And then in the nightcap, one of the oldest and greatest rivalries in the history of the game, the San Francisco Giants and the Los Angeles Dodgers. And then on Friday, the rest of the teams will join in. Wow. We weren't sure if we were going to see this, considering how much of a toll the pandemic has taken on this country and this world. But we are just so excited to finally, slowly but surely, get some sense of normalcy around here. And Major League Baseball, the first to come back. The other sports will be back soon enough. The NHL will be back in a few weeks after that. And then a couple weeks after that, the NBA will be back. And then we'll wait and see what happens with college and NFL football. But for right now, gentlemen, I know we've waited a long time for this, and we're not going to wait any longer. It is the MLB Season Preview. We're going to start that sucker right now. So what we're going to do, very simply, we're going to run down who we think will win each division. We'll also tell you who we think our wild card teams will be. And if there's anything else that MF wants us to throw in there, we'll throw it in there. So with all that being said, let's dive on in. And I think it's only fair that since the National League has the World Series trophy and it's within the National League Eastern Division, we should start with the NL East. You know the teams. The Atlanta Braves, the Washington Nationals, the New York Mets, the Philadelphia Phillies, and the Miami Marlins. So here we are. As far as who I like to win the NL East, I know MF is going to be very happy when I say this. I'm going with the Atlanta Braves to win it. And on top of that, I also believe that they will garner a wild card team as well. That team being the Washington Nationals. So let me get into this. This is why I'm going with Atlanta to win it. Now, Freddie Freeman, he tested positive for the coronavirus at the start of summer camp. And that could mean Riley begins the season at first base, opening third base for Camargo. Smith also had a positive test, which stalled his chance to push Melancon for the closer role. The decisions by Markakis and newcomer Felix Hernandez to opt out of the season cleared spots for Duvall and Newcomb, respectively. The Braves then added outfield depth by reaching an agreement on a one-year deal with Yasiel Puig, pending a physical, but we all know what happened to him. Hamels may not be ready for the start of the season as he recovers from a sore shoulder and triceps tendonitis. That could create an opportunity for Wright, a rookie who struggled in his brief 2019 audition. Tomlin also could open in the rotation as the Braves try to navigate an opening stretch of 20 games without a break. But I feel that their depth and their pitching depth and their lineup and the whole 9 yards, I think Atlanta is the team to beat in the NL East. I also like the Washington Nationals as the wild card team here. Like GM Mike Rizzo, without a deal in place for 2021, will once again count on his strong rotation led by three-time Cy Young Award winner Max Scherzer, World Series MVP Steven Strasburg, and versatile lefty Corbin. While hoping that a bullpen that was the worst in the majors for much of last year is sturdier now, thanks in part to the addition of Harris from Houston. The core of the roster is largely the same, minus Anthony Rendon, the star slugger who left for the Angels as a free agent. Kai Boom, a rookie, gets first crack at the third base job. Ryan Zimmerman, the longtime face of the franchise and a two-time All-Star infielder, joined righty starter Joe Ross in opting out for the season because of the coronavirus pandemic. Everyone associated with the Nationals knows entering this 60-game season that if they're going to compete to become baseball's first back-to-back champions in 2 decades, they need to avoid another terrible start. Remember, they were 19-31 after 50 games last year. This year, if they start that way, that's not gonna cut it. But all I know is I like Atlanta to win the division. I like Washington as a wild card. I'm going to say the Mets will finish in third. I'm going to go with the Phillies in fourth, and I'm going to, of course, put the Marlins as dead last. So that's my outlook for the NL East. Good old MF Michael Fletcher, this is your division. It's only fitting that we started off with this division, and considering the Nationals have it. Your thoughts on your division?
Yeah, I totally agree with what you just said, Anthony. I do believe Atlanta's going to once again capture the NL East Eastern Division title. I think they're prone. I mean, Ronald Acuna, I think, could be an MVP this year. I think he could become the most valuable player of the National League. I think he's going to take one step further to do that. Last year, he had a near 40-40 year, 40 stolen bases, 40 home runs in a season, which is remarkable. Not only that, but, you also got Ozzy Albies, the exciting young second baseman. You got some great young talent in Atlanta, led by the captain, Freddie Freeman. The one thing I'd be a little worried about for Freddie is, especially at the very beginning of the season, like the first week or two, because unfortunately he did get struck with the coronavirus and it really messed him up bad. Articles that I was reading that he was running a high 104 temperature fever. So, I mean, Freddie's not at 100%. He just got out of the funk, thank God. With Atlanta, we're going to have to wait and see how they do. They played a game tonight. I know it's a summer camp game. They just won. They just beat the Miami Marlins. They were down big early in the game. And Matt Adams, the newest member of the Atlanta Braves, who is basically filling in for Yasiel Puig because this was Puig's spot. And then Puig had to pull out because he ended up getting corona. Matt Adams just knocked a walk-off home run. He just walked it off for Atlanta. So Braves win. Braves a winner, as I would say. But yeah, I totally agree. I think Atlanta is gonna win. I think they got a great shot at this, and I think they're gonna win the division. So I think they will win it. I do agree that I believe it will be. And also one other thing I'll also agree on is what you said about the wild card. I actually do have the Washington Nationals as the wild card team. I disagree with you on the third place. I still got the Phillies in third. I got the Mets fourth, and I got the Marlins last. So that's my predictions. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, well, first off, I gotta say, I mean, it's good to have this strictly sports show back, and it's good to have Major League Baseball back, boys. I mean, I'm so excited about it. I cannot wait to get the season officially started, and I just finished watching the summer camp game of my team, the Red Sox, and they lost 8-6. So, I mean, yes, they lost, but it was good to actually have some live baseball on TV. So, yeah, as far as the NL East goes, I agree. I got to go with the Atlanta Braves to win the NL East because I mean I think they look like the better team in that division, and like you said with Albus, I mean he's such a rising young star in that division, and the pitching staff I mean is good. So yeah, we'll definitely see Freddie Freeman eventually once he is completely recovered from COVID-19. So, yeah, I got Atlanta winning the division. I do agree. I got to go with the Washington Nationals as one of the two wild card teams in the National League. I mean, they're still a good enough team. Yes, they did lose some key players, but the thing is, you still got that good pitching staff of Steven Strasburg and Max Scherzer. I mean, that's a pretty good 1-2 punch in that starting rotation. I mean, Ryan Zimmerman, one of the faces of that franchise, opted out of the 2020 season. I mean, that's going to hurt them a little bit, but yeah, I mean, I still think they'll be in there. I got the Phillies finishing in third place, the Mets in fourth, and the Marlins dead last. And of course, the one key thing here, gentlemen, and you just brought it up. With this being a 60-game sprint, you absolutely cannot get off to a slow start. Because if you do, you could be out of it before you even know it. So that's going to be interesting to see in the first few weeks of this sprint. So there's really nothing more to say. Florio, let's move on to the National League Central.
And we're going to start off with the voice of our Major League Baseball coverage, our Joe Buck. Good old MF, Michael Fletcher. What do you like in the Central, MF?
Well, I got to go with the team that actually competed last year and almost made it to the World Series. I got to call for the St. Louis Cardinals to win the division. I think St. Louis definitely has a great opportunity this year. I think they're revamped, reloaded, and I think they definitely got an axe to grind. I think that a lot of people underestimated them a year ago, and I think this year is going to probably be their year. I think they really feel like they got what it takes to go all the way. They got some good pitching now. If the batting and the lineup still stays red hot, I think they got a great chance of winning the Central, and I do believe they will win the Central. As far as second place goes, it's a neck and neck between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Chicago Cubs. I think it's going to go either or. I'm going to give it to Milwaukee for second, but I would not be surprised if it's either Milwaukee or Chicago. They're gonna be fighting for 2-3. Fourth, I gotta say, is the Cincinnati Reds. I think the Reds they're not a great team, but I think they'll be all right. They'll get the 4th spot. Sorry, Pittsburgh Pirate fans. I think you're gonna be the ones in the basement at the end. So I got Cardinals winning it. I got the Brewers and I got the Brew Crew and the Cubs. You can interchange between 2 and 3. Cincinnati is 4. Pittsburgh is 5 for me. Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the St. Louis Cardinals to win that division. I mean, they, like you said, they were so close to getting to the World Series. Of course, eventually losing in the NLCS to the eventual world champion Washington Nationals. I mean, that lineup looks good. I mean, the rotation looks good as well. Um, I mean, as far as second place goes, I mean, yeah, I gotta go with the Milwaukee Brewers. I mean, yeah, like you said, I mean this Brewers team, especially when you got one of the best players on the team in Christian Yelich, who's one of the leaders on the team. So yeah, and when it comes to to third place, I mean, yeah, Fletch, who was the third the other team that you mentioned?
I said between the Cubs and the Brewers, Bullock.
I'm actually gonna go with the Cincinnati Reds as a third place team. I think looking at the way this young team is, they got some potential, but potential won't get you anywhere. You got to get it done on the field. So I see what this team is made of. So I got the Reds finishing in third place, and then I got the Cubs finishing in fourth. I think they're going to be taking some steps back from the teams that they had, especially after they finally broke the curse in 2016. So, and obviously the Pittsburgh Pirates is going to finish in fifth place. So I got the Cardinals in first place, Brewers second, Reds third, Cubs fourth, and Pirates fifth. Florio, what's yours?
Yeah. I got the Cardinals winning the Central as well. Go crazy, Uncle Ed. I got your Cardinals winning the NL Central. MF knows all about that. The Cardinals return largely intact after getting swept in the NLCS by the Nationals. The biggest competition throughout the spring was in the outfield, where only Fowler has a position locked up, mostly because of his contract. Bader had another spot under control, leaving O'Neill, Lane Thomas, and top prospect Dylan Carlson competing for the last job heading into summer camp. St. Louis will not have reliever Jordan Hicks back from Tommy John surgery after he opted out of the 60-game season. So Martinez will likely handle closing duties after doing an effective job down the stretch last year. I got Milwaukee finishing second. I could even say I think Milwaukee could be the other wild card team in the National League. With the Brewers have enough options at various positions that they should be able to deal with any injuries that don't involve Christian Yelich or a handful of other key players. The versatility on their roster and the depth of their bullpen could help them deal with the adoption of the designated hitter in the NL and the compressed schedule. But there are also plenty of questions. Will Hiura hit as well as he did last season? Will Kane stay healthy after an injury-riddled 2019? Can they get more production from second base? And that doesn't even include all the uncertainties surrounding the pitching staff. All those issues will make it tough for the Brewers to earn a third straight playoff berth, but I think they can get it done. I got the Cubs finishing in third. I got the Reds finishing in fourth, and I got the Pirates finishing in the basement. I agree with MF as far as who I like in the NL Central. So with that being said, let's move on to our final division, the NL West. Michael Bullock, I think we're all going to be in agreement on this one. This is a slam dunk. I think we all know who's going to win the West this time around.
Well, yeah, this is definitely hands down who we know is going to win that division. It's going to be the Los Angeles Dodgers. I mean, especially now with the addition of who they got in the offseason, that trade of Mookie Betts, and you add them to the team that they already got out there, and yeah, this team could definitely run away with this division. As far as I got the rest of the way. I got the Arizona Diamondbacks finishing in second place. As far as third place, I'm gonna go with the Colorado Rockies. Fourth place, um, I'm gonna go with the Padres, and then the Giants in last place. So that's what I got. And as far as my second wild card team, I forgot to mention it. Yeah, I mean, I think you can make the case for either the Brewers or maybe even the Arizona Diamondbacks. So so yeah, that's a tough one for me to call on that one. It's going to come down to either one of those two that I just mentioned. Florio, what's yours?
Yes, it's the Dodgers. There's no doubt about it. And I'm even gonna go one step further. I think the Dodgers are gonna finish with the best record in the National League. That's how good this team really is. The Dodgers will be without one of their two major offseason acquisitions when the delayed 60-game season begins. David Price decided to sit out, citing concerns about exposing his wife and children to the coronavirus. That opens the number 3 slot in the rotation for possibly Baez, Gonsolin, or May. Mookie Betts, the 2018 AL MVP with Bullock's Red Sox, enters his first season in LA and final season before free agency with a short schedule to prove he deserves a contract worth hundreds of millions. The powerful lineup also includes NL MVP Cody Bellinger, who hit .379 through the first 2 months of the season before tailing off to .262 the rest of the way. The offense led the NL with a combined 279 home runs last year. 3-time All-Star closer Kenley Jansen, coming off the worst ERA of his career, reported to summer camp late after testing positive for COVID-19. Also out for the season is Nelson, who had recent back surgery. The Dodgers bullpen was second in the NL with 29 blown saves last season. The team signed Treinen to a $10 million one-year deal, gambling that he can return from shoulder and back problems that nagged him last season and return to the All-Star form he showed in Oakland in 2018. The Dodgers won their 7th consecutive NL West title by 21 games over Arizona last year and set a franchise record with 106 wins, second in the majors to Houston's 107. They were especially good at home with a 59-22 record, but they remain in pursuit of their first World Series championship since 1988. I have the Arizona Diamondbacks finishing in second. I agree with Bullock on that. I got the San Francisco Giants finishing third. I got the Colorado Rockies finishing fourth. And finishing dead last, I have the San Diego Padres. So there's really nothing more to say on the NL West. MF, I'm sure we're going to make this unanimous.
Dodgers is to win the division, no doubt about it. I don't know. I kind of feel like Colorado's getting disrespected. I don't know why. I just feel like they're getting disrespected by you guys, and I'm really not liking it one bit. I think Colorado's going to sneak up and steal the second spot from Arizona. And as a matter of fact, I'll even go one further and say Colorado's the second wild card team. I'm gonna really go out on a limb on this one. So I got Colorado second. They'll get the second wild card spot. Then third will be Arizona. Fourth will be the Giants. And actually, no, I'll go Padres 4 and Giants dead last. So that's my NL West. So Anthony, I give it to you.
And now we move on to the American League. And we start with the most compelling division in all of baseball. Let's be realistic. The American League Eastern Division. And there is no question about it who I believe will win this division. It's not because they're my team. It's also because I feel in my heart of hearts they're the best team. My New York Yankees, I have them winning the AL East. And on top of that, I have the Yankees finishing with the best record in the American League as well. So here we go. New York has started with more than 6 wins in its first 10 games just once since 2003. The Yankees hope the regular season is a tune-up of 12 to 13 starts for its rotation ahead of another push for the Yankees' first title since 2009. Aaron Hicks, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, Gary Sanchez, Luke Voigt, and Miguel Andujar shifted to the outfield and DH, are coming off injury-shortened seasons. New York placed a record 30 different players on the injured list last year. Hicks, Judge, Stanton, and Paxton all used the hiatus to heal injuries that would have sidelined them for the start of the season. Tampa Bay is expected to be the most challenging competition within the division. Masahiro Tanaka could very likely start on the injured list after getting hit on the side of his head by a Giancarlo Stanton line drive on the 4th of July. So I definitely have the Yankees winning the division and finishing with the best record in the American League. This division will also garner a wild card team. And that wild card team, for me, is the Tampa Bay Rays, the aforementioned Tampa Bay Rays. Consecutive 90-plus win seasons, as well as the team's first playoff appearance since 2013, showed what the budget-conscious Rays are capable of, competing with teams with much larger payrolls and talented enough to potentially win it all. Starting pitching remains the foundation, with Morton, Snell, and Glasnow leading a rotation that has a chance to be one of the best in baseball. The offense was bolstered by the offseason acquisition of Tsutsugo, Renfroe, and Martinez, and the defense, spearheaded by 3-time Gold Glove center fielder Kiermaier, can be a difference maker as well in a shortened 60-game schedule. Finishing in third, I have Michael Bullock's Boston Red Sox. Finishing fourth, the Toronto Blue Jays. And finishing dead last, once again, the Baltimore Orioles will round it out in the basement. So Yankees win the division, raise the wild card. The Sox, the Jays, and the O's round out my AL East. There's nothing more to say. MF, the most compelling division in the game. Who takes it?
It ain't going to be that compelling this year. The Yankees are going to run away with the AL East. They're not only going to win it, I predict they will win by double digits. It's not even going to be close. I got the Yankees winning the division. I do agree the Rays will not only get second, but win one of the 2 wild card spots. That's a guarantee. The Red Sox will be third. The Blue Jays will be fourth. The Orioles will be dead last. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I got the Yankees winning the division, and yeah, they're going to run away with it. I mean, you take a look at that team they got, and especially now that you got Giancarlo Stanton coming back after his season was shortened last year. And, of course, him and Aaron Judge, that lethal 1-2 combo. And then the offseason acquisition of Garrett Cole. I mean, that's going to be a real boost to that starting rotation. And, yeah, I mean, I got the Tampa Bay Rays in second place. And the thing is, I mean, Kevin Cash has done a really good job with this Rays team. I mean, they don't have true, really big names, but and that really good starting rotation with Glasnow, Morton, and Snell, and a really good bullpen. You know that they're going to be in it. I got them finishing second, and as one of the 2 wild card teams in the American League, I got my team, the Red Sox, finishing in third place, the Blue Jays finishing in fourth, and the Baltimore Orioles finishing dead last. So, nothing more to say, Florio. Let's move on to the American League Central.
And Girl MF Michael Fletcher will lead off on the AL Central. Who do you like in the AL Central?
Well, with the AL Central, I think it's pretty safe to say it's going to be the Cleveland Indians. I just don't see any other team right now that would be a major threat to the Indians. Maybe Minnesota, but even then, I don't even see them making a major hoopla here. I got Cleveland winning division, Minnesota in second. I got Detroit in third. I got the Chicago White Sox fourth, and the Kansas City Royals in the basement. I just feel like right now, Cleveland is really good, and they're really strong, and I really believe that they are going to be the team out there. I might even go as far to say that right now, I think Minnesota could be the second wild card team. But it's them and one other team in the West, and I'll talk about the other team in the West in a little bit. But there's one team that I see out west that could be the second wild card as well. But I got Cleveland 1, Minnesota 2, Detroit 3, Chicago 4, and Kansas City 5. So, Bullock, it's yours.
Man, it's tough for me who I think is going to win the Central. I mean, Fletch makes a compelling point, but I got to go with the Minnesota Twins to finish in first. I mean, look at the way they were offensively last year. I mean, it's probably one of the best offensive teams, Minnesota Twins teams that we've seen in a long time. And now you add Josh Donaldson to that mix, and we all know what he can do with the bat in his hand. So I actually got Minnesota winning the division. I do have Cleveland finishing second, and yeah, I mean, part of me thinks that Cleveland could be one of the two wild card teams. I mean, I know where you're going with Fletch, who could be that second wild card team that comes from the West. We'll get there when excuse me, when we get there. And as far as who I have finishing in third place, well, in dead last, I think we all know for sure is definitely going to be the Kansas City Royals. No doubt about it. And I got the Chicago White Sox in fourth place, and in third place, yeah. What was the team you had in third place?
I think MF had Detroit in third.
Flex. Yeah, the Detroit Tigers. I got the Detroit Tigers finishing in third place. So Florio, let's move on. Who do you got winning the Central? I mean, to me, that's a tough one. That's a tough one for me to call.
Not for me. I got Minnesota. I agree with you, Bullock. No disrespect to MF in Cleveland. The Indians are definitely going to be in that mix. No question about it. But I just have to go with Minnesota. I mean, after swatting a major league record 307 home runs last season, on their way to the AL Central title with the second most wins in club history, the Twins raised the bar with the high-priced addition of the big swinging, slick-fielding Donaldson. Then came the trade with the Dodgers that landed Maeda for prize 21-year-old pitching prospect Gratterall, adding a proven arm with recent World Series experience to the rotation behind All-Stars Berrios and Odorizzi. Now the key will be maintaining that momentum and keeping the virus from spoiling the good vibes. Starting pitching is deeper than last year with the addition of Maeda, Bailey, and Hill, who has benefited as much as anyone in Twins camp from the virus delayed start to the season. Hill is fully recovered from elbow surgery and expected to be ready for the rotation right away. Michael Pineda still has 36 games to serve on his suspension for using a banned diuretic, but he'll present another accomplished starting pitching option come September. The biggest unknown on the position player side is Buxton, who had major shoulder surgery last year, but like Hill, has been helped by the 4-month delay with extra time to heal. Numerous injuries over his 5-year career have squashed his tantalizing potential, but a healthy Buxton this season would make the lineup all the better. He hurt his left foot during an inter-squad game this month and was carted off the field, another reminder of how good health is never a guarantee. The spotlight will also fall on Sano in his transition to first base. Sano tested positive for COVID-19 upon reporting to camp, as did backup catcher Williams Astudillo, putting him behind in his tune-up for the season. So for me, I have Minnesota winning the division. I got Cleveland finishing second. I'm actually going to go with the Chicago White Sox to finish in third. Then in fourth, I will go with the Detroit Tigers, and then rounding it out with the Kansas City Royals. Scratch that. White Sox third, Royals fourth, Tigers last. That's how I feel when it comes to the AL Central. Final division of the night, the AL West. Michael Bullock, another no-brainer here. We all know who's going to win this division.
Oh yeah, I got the Houston Astros winning the division, no doubt about it. And I mean, you still got. I mean, yes, you did lose some key players, but you still got Justin Verlander on that team leading the rotation. You still got some. That lineup's still good with George Springer, Carlos Correa, and all those other good young players in that lineup. And I'm going to tell you this, guys. That's a team that you don't that could still contend for a World Series. Because to me, I mean, I think they're going to benefit from not having any fans in the stands this season. I mean, could you imagine what would happen if there were fans in the stands this season, especially after all the allegations that came out? Ooh, I would feel bad for them being on the road because they would be getting booed a lot. So not having fans in the stands could definitely benefit for them. As far as who I got finishing in second, man, this is a tough one for me. I mean, I could go with the Oakland A's, and then maybe the Texas Rangers finishing in third, the Angels fourth, and then and then of course, excuse me. Let's see here. Just trying to remember what the last team was. Oh yeah, I got it. The Seattle Mariners. I got them finishing in last place. So yeah, so Houston Astros first, Oakland second, Texas third, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim fourth, and of course the Seattle Mariners in last place. Floria, what's yours?
Agreed. For the most part, I have the Houston Astros winning the division. The Astros returned most of the team that won the AL pennant last season, but spent an offseason reeling from a sign-stealing scandal that cost manager A.J. Hinch and general manager Jeff Luhnow their jobs. Dusty Baker takes over in Houston for what could be the 71-year-old's last chance to chase a World Series title with a team which certainly has the talent to contend. Houston's rotation is led by Justin Verlander, the 2019 AL Cy Young Award, but the Astros will need someone to make up for the loss of fellow ace Garrett Cole, who signed with the New York Yankees in free agency. Lance McCullers returns after missing last season following Tommy John surgery and should be a key to shoring up the rotation. Houston's lineup is solid with the return of Alex Bregman, the AL MVP runner-up, and Jose Altuve, but the Astros might need to look for someone to fill in at designated hitter with Alvarez, last season's AL Rookie of the Year, still not in camp for an undisclosed reason. So Houston will win the AL West. My second wildcard team, I'm going with the Oakland A's. After winning 97 games each of the past two seasons and then losing in the wildcard game, the A's are looking to take the next step. The shortened campaign could end up helping a team that has the potential for a talented rotation, but several starters who haven't pitched a full season. With only 60 games, there should be no limitations on players like Luzardo, Puck, and Montas, which could give manager Bob Melvin the staff he needs to keep pace with Houston in the division. Luzardo has missed time in camp with a non-injury related issue, but is expected back at some point. The strength of the offense is the infield, led by Semien, Chapman, and Olsen. The A's set a franchise record with 257 homers last season, despite an off year for Davis. If he bounces back, Kemp fills a hole at second base, and Hendricks can thrive in a full season as closer. The A's could be a serious threat in the American League. So Oakland finishes second with a wild card. I got the Texas Rangers finishing third. I got the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim finishing fourth. And finishing in dead last, I have the Seattle Mariners. So there's really nothing more for me to say. MF, put a bow on it.
Absolutely, I'm gonna go with the Houston Astros to win the division. I'm gonna say this: they're gonna use this as motivation. They're gonna use what happened to them a year ago, and a lot of people are gonna use that, they cheated, this and that, that and this. They're going to use the fuel in the fire that Derek Ferrera started. They're going to use the fuel in the fire of everybody that has been so negative about this team, that they're going to use this to feed and basically give the proverbial FU to everybody that hates them. You're going to hit them with the pitches like what happened tonight. Two Houston Astros batters got hit by pitches during the game, and they're going to expect that to happen, even though at first it went, from what I was reading, it sounded like it was blatant, but actually it wasn't blatant. It was actually accidental on both pitches. It was just the pitcher rode a little too far inside and it hit them. It wasn't like they were expecting to get ducked. So, but again, they hear all the negativity. They've heard all the cheating allegations. They've been hearing all that negative stuff for the last few months. They're going to use that ammunition, and they're going to be coming out guns blazing more than ever before, and they're going to prove that, they're going to prove to the entire baseball world that, all that hoopla and all that junk about them cheating, even though it was pretty blatant and it looked like they definitely did, that's not going to matter because they're a damn good baseball team. The Oakland A's is my second team. They're the other team that I think is going to get the wild card spot. Like I said, it's a fight between them and Minnesota, at least in my mind. Third place I'm going to go with the Seattle Mariners. Fourth, I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. And in last place I got is the Texas Rangers. Anthony, wrap it up.
All right, and that will put the bow on this 2020 Major League Baseball Season Preview edition of Strictly Sports. We want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. We'll be back with you again 24 hours from now. We'll be back with you again, only this time we'll be over on MF's channel, Braves Fan 95, for another edition of Wednesday Night Mayhem, as we will review AEW Dynamite and NXT, as always. And then we'll be off on Thursday, and then Friday we will be once again over on MF's channel once again for another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk, where we'll review Friday Night SmackDown. We'll see if MF has a Mikey's Mindset in store for us. And then next Monday night, of course, we will have Ridiculously Raw, of course, and then another Wednesday Night Mayhem. Our next Strictly Sports show, we'll be back with you we'll be back in our traditional Thursday night time slot on Thursday night, July 30th. That's a week from this Thursday, July 30th, as we will bring you our first Stanley Cup playoff preview show. I say first because there will be others. When we do this Stanley Cup playoff preview, we'll be previewing all four Eastern Conference qualifying series, all four Western Conference qualifying series, and we will also get into the round robins as well in the East and the West. So that's what we will do for our Stanley Cup show on Thursday, July 30th. And then a couple weeks after that, on I believe August 13th, we will have our NBA playoff preview edition of Strictly Sports, as we'll get into the NBA playoffs. And there you go. So slowly but surely, Strictly Sports coming back. Tonight was the start. We still have a ways to go. So that'll do it for this. So until tomorrow night for Wednesday Night Mayhem with MF over on Braves Fan 95, it's Anthony Florio here for good old MF Michael Fletcher, for Michael Bullock, and in spirit, Didi Woodson and Derek Ferrera. As always, you know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah, throw the Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed Wednesday. And until tomorrow night for Wednesday Night Mayhem over on MF channel Braves Fan 95, you've been watching this special Tuesday night edition of Strictly Sports, our 2020 Major League Baseball Season Preview, right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube and StreamYard.com. For everybody who has been a part of this one, for now, Anthony Florio, so long. Bye, everybody. Bye.